Everyone, Zeddy here again with another video, and as promised, we have the patch notes delivered with the balance changes, the nerfs. We have the actual details of what's going on, what cards are changed. There's a wild card that literally got reworked. It's completely dead in terms of what it's going to do. There's a bunch of duels changes as well we didn't know were coming. So there's a lot of updates, a lot of things. I didn't see any free stuff, unfortunately. No event, nothing like that. But we'll go through all the details. I'll link this below if you want to take a look in more detail. And if you enjoy the content on the channel and feel like I've earned your subscription, please hit the sub button down below. Give the video a like. It helps the channel out a ton. So yes, patch 25.4.3. The numbers, they're crazy. There's an overall, there's Hearthstone card updates. We have a dev comment starting off right away. Overall, this is a little bit of a lighter patch for standard. We just had a big infusions of cards with a mini set. So this patch is just looking to address two major outliers after that card infusion. We're excited to see where the mini set lands after these adjustments. I don't expect another balance patch until probably, we're gonna have the next expansion announcement, standard rotation, new core set. I would be shocked if we get another balance patch before then. So this is probably it until then. For a while, we've been discussing potential updates to the mode. In this patch, we're making changes to help curb some of the mode's negative play experiences. We don't view these changes as exhaustive, but we're working on some more long-term updates that we're excited to share once they're more solidified. So this isn't just it for Wild. That was my big question. I asked on Twitter after they posted these like teasers for these nerfs, is there going to be more? Because Big Priest is a big problem for a lot of people, that people can't stand with like Illuminate and all of that, and a lot of other decks like Toxfin Flurgle with Shaman, Twig Sphere for Druid, and the looks like it's still on the radar. They just haven't solidified it. They've hit the three just kind of no-brainers that I don't think anyone's really gonna have a problem with nerfing. So if you're looking for wild changes, they're basically saying there's more coming. So that's really, really good to hear. So very happy about that. Anyways, the actual nerf changes. Construct Quarter is going from 3 to 4 mana. It is staying with 3 durability. It is keeping the same stat, whatever. It slows down the way it locks out other decks. This card's still incredibly good in my opinion. Will still probably be auto-included in every Death Knight deck, but it slows it down a turn, which is relevant, which maybe let other decks breathe. We'll have to see if Death Knight's still going to be like oppressive in that way, but it will give other decks a chance to breathe. In Wild though, you can play this in even Death Knight. I don't know if it's as good as I was thinking because you don't run like that many eggs. You have like Haunted Creeper, maybe you could run Nerubian Egg, but we'll see. It might be good enough in Wild now in even Death Knight. And the dev comment here is Frost Death Knight is the best deck in standard after the mini set, and Construct Quarter is the standout card in that deck. In other Death Knight decks, it changes both an acknowledgement of the strongest deck in the format and the strongest card in that deck. Okay, yeah, sure, we're gonna go with that. So yeah, good change, but again, it might not be enough. I have no idea. Like 1 mana, it definitely slows it down, lets other decks breathe, but one of the bigger counters, one of the best decks out there, got obliterated. Like, I was surprised to see this happen, but Goldshire Knoll is 11, and it costs 1 less for each other card in your hand. Oh, they actually straight up nerfed it. They didn't put it for each card in your hand, so it costs 1 mana more for every deck. I thought they would change the wording on it. I'm sure this card's gonna get reverted in like a month and a half when it goes to Wild, but yeah, for Evolved Shaman, it's killed, and it does hurt it for other decks. Before the Rise of Frost Death Knight, Evolved Shaman was the biggest outlier in the format. This changes to keep Evolved Shaman in line after the adjustment to Construct Quarter. Goldshire Knoll is an important enabler for the deck's bad play patterns. At least they acknowledge it's bad, and they make those play patterns slower and less powerful. Well, yeah, you literally always evolve into Goldshire Knoll now, so it's really bad, while still allowing Evolved Shaman to play the exciting new cards they got in the mini set. I don't know, it's kind of funny. Like, they absolutely gutted the best card, and I don't know. The wording's funny. I mean, I'm glad they made the nerf. It's healthier for the game. It'll get reverted in rotation because in Wild, there is an 11 drop. You always get an 8/8. But it's just, yeah, kind of funny. I thought they would at least put it costs 1 less for each card in your hand so that the mana cheat would be the same. But regardless, it's a change they're going with. Those are the standard changes and happy to see it. They'll be going live. By the way, this goes live in like at 10 o'clock. So like in, I don't know, less than an hour after you watch this. If you're watching it right away, it's probably live already. And then we have the Wild changes. So this is pretty important for Wild. As expected, Gray Sage Parrot does get nerfed. It basically doesn't change its standard interaction costs. It repeat the last spell you've cast that costs 6 or more. Time Warp won't be recast anymore. So boom. Parrot can't do that. Arcane Overflow is the big synergistic card that the standard card it was supposed to work with. So it's a big arena nerf because that's pretty relevant there. But outside of like the meta decks, like the legend decks, the diamond through legend decks, all them run like 8, 9, or 10 mana spells. They don't run 6 mana spells. It doesn't matter. Belinda, when she sets a spell to cost a 5, when she draws it, because, you know, she's a 5/5 and makes the 10 cost spell 5 mana. Parrot only cares about base cost, so it doesn't change the deck at all outside of 5 mana spells like an Arcane Overflow or maybe something you created by. But overall, it's basically just a Wild nerf. Quest Mage should be dead for a while. You still have Romath. You can do Vargoth, Vectis, I think, but it's a lot slower. Hopefully it kills it off in Wild because that deck is super problematic. And yeah, Parrot is RIP. Pillager straight up got reworked. They reworked Pillager. They buffed it to 5 mana, but it deals 2 damage to a minion for each other card you play this turn. So you play 2 cards, it deals 4 damage, but to a minion. So unless you have like Silas, Ashtongue, or whatever, like Mark will have to do, Pillager can't OTK anymore. The card's effectively, it's just a board removal tool. It's pretty darn bad. You have the 1-drop Pirate that does the same, except it's 1 damage for 1 mana. Really bad card now. Definitely disenchant this card. You'll get a full refund if you have it. But Pillager absolutely dead. Cataclysm goes to 5. I really wish they put it to 6 just to make sure it's dead. But now the Expired Merchant synergy, well, you play Expired Merchant, it's either going to hit Cataclysm or Soul Barrage if you're holding both. And that's a 50-50, and that inconsistency is probably going to make it so that deck isn't great. Mechathune Warlock can still run this, still do its thing. But yeah, I kind of wish they made it 6. I think it'll be enough to make that deck less frustrating, but I don't like taking that risk. I would have liked to kill it. Like, I mean, they obliterated Pillager, right? They made it impossible for Quest Mage to play this card. Why not make it so that this card is just way too damn slower, too inconsistent for Discard Warlock? I think it does the trick regardless, but I'm a negative Nancy, and I worry, all right? I worry for all of us. Battlegrounds updates, we're not going to go through it, but there's a bunch of minion changes. Again, these will be linked down below. I will talk about duels though, because I love or have loved duels, not so much lately, but they have changed some duels hero powers. So basically, they nerfed the demon or death knight hero power. That you get a 2/1 ghoul with charge, it dies at the end of the turn instead of a 1/1 with reborn. That was so good with corpses. It was so ridiculously good. Now you just get a 2/1. It's the Baku hero power. So that's it. That's a big nerf. They nerfed Arcane Craftiness for Reno. It's basically like a Defile almost that can go face for 3 or for 2 mana. It's 3. I think that's fine. Scourging is, didn't they just buff this and now it's back to 2 mana? That didn't last long. Discovered Undead. They also reverted the nerf or the buff to Call of Madness. I guess they felt these were too powerful. Shadow Mend. Basically, if it is still damaged, draw a card, deal 2 health. Oh, so it restores less health now. So that's, I guess, a nerf to Priest, which that deck has been doing pretty well. They thankfully reverted the nerf that they put a long time ago to Bruising, which never made sense at the time. So now it's 0 mana again, and that's fine. No Guts, No Glory, I believe same deal. It got nerfed for no reason, I felt like, and it's reverted, so that's good. War Master's Frenzy, I believe this was 1 mana, or I don't know. Was this always 1 mana? Regardless, it's 1 mana now. Deal 1 damage to all minions. I believe this is a Drekthar hero power. And then we've got signature treasure updates. They nerfed Gluth. This is one of the Death Knight ones. They reverted the nerf to Death Strider. This went from 3 to 4, and now it's back to 3. Bone Crusher is now 6 mana. I think that got nerfed at some point. Carrot on a Stick is now a 2 mana 1/3. We have Stalking Pride is 4 mana. We have Wand of Dueling is up to 5. Oh no, 5 durability. Okay, it's not nearly as, I'm like, they made this 5 mana? No, 5 durability instead of 3, so you get way more charges. So that's pretty good. Fractured Spirits goes up to 6. You summon 2 copies of a minion, then silence it, rather than just summon 2 copies. So it's a little less busted. Okay, looks like Shadowward Void is finally, this card has been problematic forever in duels. Instead of 5 mana, they buffed it to 4, but now you summon it to, you summon 0/2 Void Fiends, so instead of 0/1s, equal to its health rounded up. So they're trying to make it less impactful. It's, yeah, equal to its half of its health rounded up. So you shouldn't get as big of Void Fiends. God, we'll see if this card is finally tolerable. Demonology 101 is now 6 mana. Gift of the Hearts back to 5. I think they nerfed it to 4 to 6 and now it's 5, but I can't remember. But oh no, they nerfed it to 6 and took some of the mana crystals off. They put it to 5 and now it's 3 mana. And Be Our Guest has been removed from Treasure Pool 1, and we have some bug fixes in here with Hawkstrider Rancher says whenever instead of after. This is a text only change to match the text how the card currently functions, so I guess it makes more sense when it buffs like the copy cards, I would assume. Curator is now a mech, so no longer have to worry about Curator and Purator being different. Ironweave Bloodletter would heal whenever either player spent corpses. I lost a game to that. Should be fixed. That makes me happy. And Diamond Zephyrus has been removed from the achievements. Sad, but he will return and be able to be earned once he's ready. So those are the updates. Should be live. I'm pretty happy about all of it. Yeah, hopefully Wild gets a little bit more love down the road, but it's a great start. It's more than I think any of us were expecting, and Standard looks a lot better. Anyways, if you enjoyed the video, please like and subscribe. Have a great day and stay salty, my friends.